Yo, what is up guys? Welcome to another Wild Rift video, and in today's video I'll be playing the most requested champion by far, which is Akali. I am so sorry for taking so long, but when playing Akali, like I've played countless games of Akali, on Smurfs, on this account, just to get good enough at Akali to, I only want to make videos on champions I'm really good at. So that's why I really wanted to practice and practice and practice, and now I got pretty good at Akali, so I can actually teach you how to play Akali, right? That's kind of how it works for me. So in the beginning part of the video, I'm going to explain to you how to build Akali. If you don't care about how to build Akali, timestamps in the description, to skip to the gameplay immediately. So there are different builds of Akali, there are like, this one where you can go Hextech Gunblade, blah, blah, blah. It's just I like this build. I'm just gonna tell you guys straight up. This is the build that I like the most because it really fits Akali's playstyle. So you start with the Liandry's, and especially this item. You start with this item, which is called the Haunting Goose. I don't know how it is called, but you start with this item. This is the most important item on Akali. Like, as you can see, even on this build, this is a different build, by the way. Like, this is a full damage build, and not sustain build. You start with this item, and then you go for Rabadon's Death Cap and Infinity Orb. But, with the build that I was talking about, you start with Liandry's, but keep in mind you always want to start with this item. And I don't know if I did it in the game, but you have to do it. It's so much better. Like, this one is so much better than this item. It provides you so much more value. So after your Liandry's, you already have your first massive power spike. What Liandry's is really gonna do is, when you continuously harass the enemy with your first ability, you keep burning them for bonus damage, which is actually huge. Like, this one is gonna allow you to destroy enemies in 1v1s, that especially tanky enemies. So as my boots, as you can see, Mercury threads. What are Mercury threads doing here? Let me explain. So you don't always want to go for Mercury threads, but I'm gonna explain when you do. So if the enemies have a lot of stuns, always go for Mercury threads, guys, because from my experience on playing Akali is, when you're playing against enemies that have stuns, or roots like Seraphim with her ultimate, Ari, everything like that, you really want to have tenacity, because when they can chain CC you and you're dead. So when the enemy has a lot of stuns, roots, taunts, whatever, get Mercury threats on Akali, please, guys. It's so good. I don't know if anyone else tells you that this is good on Akali, but this is from my own experience. So otherwise, you want to go Ionian Boots of Lucidity. If you feel like you just continuously want to fight and fight and fight, you can also choose to get Glutinous Griefs. If the enemy doesn't have a lot of burst heavy champions, and if they don't have a lot of stuns, of course, you can go for Glutinous Griefs. What this is gonna do is, like, when you keep hitting the enemy, it's gonna heal you up, right? You're gonna have 8% magical vamp. I really like these ones too. Like, I almost always go for Mercury Sweats or Glutinous Griefs, but you can also go for Ionian Boots if you want. So here, Infinity Orb. Now, about Infinity Orb, this item is just always good on Akali, because it synergizes with her ultimate so well. Like, your ultimate already deals like 300% bonus damage when enemies are low HP, and if you combine it with the Infinity Orb, you're gonna one-shot tanks as well. It's crazy. So that's why I'll actually always go for Infinity Orb's second item. As my third item, Rabadon's Death Cap. Now, Rabadon's Death Cap just provides you so much value, it's just 130 ability power, and increases all your ability power by 40%. And after this, you can actually see Void Staff as my last item, but I actually almost always go for Void Staff after the Rabadons, because in the late game, enemies are going to have magic resist, and their base magic resist is going to be pretty high too. So Void Staff is likely going to provide you more value than any other item in the game. And about the green book, I actually also almost always go for the green book as my last item, because the enemy is likely gonna have healing, and if they don't have any healing, I guess you can go for any other item, but trust me, green book is actually always gonna be good. There is a thing that some Akali players do, but I don't do it, which is Guardian Angel. Now, you can also go for Guardian Angel. It might sound weird, but you can actually go for Guardian Angel on Akali. Attack damage doesn't really do that much for Akali, but it does a little bit. But it's really all about the passive, of course, of the Guardian Angel. Like, this allows you to just engage, do your full combinations, hard engage, everything, blah, 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 and then still have the Guardian Angel, right? So, I'm actually going to put the green book back. About your enchantments, I really like to go for Stasis. And in this game, you'll see me fail it a few times, but stasis is actually so good because, you know, when you do your full engage, you burst down the enemy, everything, you get them super low, like you won't have any abilities to escape anymore. What can you do? Of course, you can use your stasis, and the stasis is gonna buy you time for your team to engage. So stasis is like, I would say that you should always go for stasis on Akali. It's just so good on Akali. Okay, about your runes. Conqueror. You can also get fleet footwork. Like, if you don't feel comfortable on Akali, you can choose to get a fleet footwork. You know, this one is gonna allow you to heal up in your lane, which is nice, of course. But guys, Conqueror, come on. This rune gives you so much damage when you're playing Akali. So much damage. It's crazy. As my second rune, I go for Brutal, and the reason for that is because early game. I really like to play a super aggressive early game Akali in my lane, right? Like, you can just keep harassing them, boom, 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 with that first ability, you know, like boom, boom, keep shooting those spikes with the Brutal, with the bonus 14 ability power in the early game. So this one is going to give you huge damage in the early game. As my third rune, it depends. Now, as you can see, Hunter Titan, and the reason for that is just I personally really like to have a lot of tenacity on Akali because it's gonna allow you to be super slippery. Like, they can't stun you down because you're gonna have so much tenacity already. As my fourth rune, I go for Sweet Tooth. You know, Sweet Tooth is just such a broken rune, to be honest. You can always go for Sweet Tooth. You can actually go for Pack Hunter on Akali. What this is going to allow you to do is going to allow you to chase enemies a bit easier. But I don't really like it. I just prefer Sweet Tooth because the item is just broken. That's why. As my spells, I go for Flash and Ignite. You know, to be able to just destroy the enemy with the Ignite. Alright, enough about the build. Let's get into the gameplay. Yes, I got you guys an Akali game. I am so happy. So, you know, I'm doing this for no reason. I didn't do any goals or anything. So because I'm doing it for no reason, you know, give the video a like for no reason. Right? It's a fair deal, isn't it? By the way, as you guys can see, I actually put gel in my hair, and that's because yesterday I went out with my friends. And this is actually the first time that I ever look decent on my YouTube channel, you know, because I actually have something in my hair instead of this stupid thing on my head. Also, I am going back to the gym. Take a look at this, guys. It's not amazing, but you know, it's my first day at the gym, so yeah, I'm so happy to be back at the gym as well. So okay, enough about me, because who the hell cares about me? Let's talk about the gameplay. So let's take a look at how I'm laning with Akali. This is already very important. Look at this. And actually, the reason that I took this game is because I make a lot of mistakes too. This is going to be the perfect game for you to really learn how to play Akali. So look at this. The Garen is level 1, I'm level 2, and I am just, look at this, I'm constantly harassing him. Constantly harassing him. And this is what you really want to do on Akali. And I want to say that I'm not doing it perfectly, because I took minion hits, you know, sometimes when I shouldn't have. But as an Akali, especially when you have the Brutal rune, it's so easy to just completely outdamage the enemy in the lane. So, oh, look at this. He's actually getting caught by the Grace. Ooh, I can't really do much here. You know, my jungler just got wrecked. Oh, take a look at this. You know, I got him again. This is what I'm doing. I'm just going on him. So, what was I gonna say? I was gonna say something. Yeah. So, when you hit an enemy with an ability with Akali, you're gonna get the thingy spinning around you, right? Which is like an attack that deals bonus damage. And when you get that thing, you know, the green thing that's like spinning around you, you get bonus movement speed when you move towards an enemy. As you can see, you know, whenever you move towards an enemy, you get bonus movement speed. So you can, look, see that? So you can utilize that to just easily, look, see that? You get bonus movement speed when you chase him. So you can easily utilize that to chase the enemy and get that hit. And it's so important to get that empowered attack between every single ability of Akali. Because what it's gonna do is, first of all, you get damage. Look, you get bonus damage. Oh, look at this fight. Oh my god, look at this outplay. Take a look at this. Oh! Wow. See, this is what I was talking about. This is why I was waiting with the Akali video. It took me probably like 2 months, but this is why, guys. This is why. So what happened there? Let me explain. So with Akali, you know, the third ability, if you hit it on an enemy, you can dash back to the enemy from whichever distance, right? So what you can do is, you know, as you could see there, the Garen was low and the Graves was gonna kill me. Like if I didn't do anything, the Graves was gonna kill me. So what did I do? I just took my chances and dashed to the Garen. And then, you know, I continued hitting the Garen. And this is the thing with Akali's passive, you know, when you hit an enemy with your ability, you get the empowered attack. And with this empowered attack, the super important part is the bonus movement speed when you're chasing an enemy. Like you can catch out enemies so easily with the passive. It's crazy. It's actually crazy how easy it is. By the way, guys, wait, it's the 30th of May already. Oh, so tomorrow is gonna be the last day of the skin giveaway. All you gotta do to enter is put down a comment under this video, and there's gonna be 15 skin winners picked in 2 days. Damn, I need to update my Wild Rift account. I need to buy like 10k or 15k wild cores again. Alright, so I'm pretty fat now. And when you are fat on Akali, guys, you need to carry the game. You need to help your team. So as you can see, you know, I have 2 kills. I am obviously not gonna stay in my lane. And this is so important on Akali, guys. When you are getting kills on Akali, you really wanna gank lanes, go to the dragon, snowball the game. Because it's, for me, it should be really easy to just win the fight if I play it correctly, right? It should be really easy because I have so much damage already. I'm level 7 and you just want to help your team in a situation like this. So as you can see, you know, I'm just looking for a fight here. I used my third ability to get close to him and then my ultimate to hit the Orianna. So if you... Wait, I want to rewind right there. I want to rewind. Take a look at how I actually managed to reach the Orianna. Look. So my third ability, I used it backwards, and because I used it backwards, I came close enough to the Orianna to actually hit my ultimate. So this is the thing, I don't really recommend you to do this often. I only recommend you to do it, like, you know, use your third ability backwards when you can one-shot the enemy, like the Orianna. So the problem with that, with shooting it backwards, is you're literally wasting your third ability for a tiny dash. So as I said, only use it when you can one-shot the enemy and you're barely not close enough to them. Only then. So okay, you know what I'm gonna do, guys. By the way, Xcandrel, which is a good friend of mine, actually made a beautiful video where he shows every single combination that you can do on Akali. It's like a 4-minute video. If I don't forget, I'll put a link to it in the description. And please, if I forget, let me know in the comments. I'll put a link to Xcandrel's video in the description where he shows you all the Akali combinations, you know. Like, I can explain to you how to do all the combos, of course, but he already has a really good video on it. It's like a short video, so I really recommend you to watch it. And look at this. I'm level 8, Garen is level 7. I can just completely destroy him. But, why am I not going on the Garen? This is going to be a question for you guys to put down in the comments. Why am I not going on the Garen here? Like, look at, it's free damage. But why was I not going on the Garen? Let me know in the comments. So let's roll the video and see why. There it is, guys. There it is. 3 enemies were rotating to me, and unfortunately I still died. So you could actually tell that they were rotating to my lane. So if you put down in the comments enemies were rotating, you were absolutely correct. And the way that you can see that is pay attention to the map, guys. And this is a crucial thing that you always need to do in your games. Pay attention to your map. Because, you know, even though I died, I still knew what was going on. The enemies just, you know, they used all their ultimates to kill me there. Graves ultimate, Garen ultimate, Orianna ultimate. I really couldn't do that much about it. They also flashed for me, so, you know, I knew what was going on, but unfortunately they all went all in, so they still killed me. So it's very, very important to always check your map, guys. Very, very important. So the thing with Akali is, in the mid and late game, it's really all about your ultimate. Because the second part of your ultimate is the big, huge damage. So let's take a look at this again. Oh, I actually missed. Wow. Yeah, I actually screwed that one up. So it's very important in the late game to get the enemy as low as possible with all your combinations. Use your second ability to buy time, right? Use your second ability to restore energy and buy time for yourself. And I really recommend you to use your second ability after your ultimate when you're doing a team fight. You really have to listen carefully to me here because, you know, Akali is very complicated actually. So I'm gonna explain again. In an all-in team fight, you really, like, you wanna hit your first ability, third ability, you know, just poke the enemies. But don't use your second ability. Only use your second ability after your ultimate. Because when you dash in with your ultimate, it takes like 3 seconds to charge up the second dash, which is your main dash, right? So go in with your ultimate, then you use your second ability, you know, to restore energy and buy time. And meanwhile, hit the enemies with your first ability. Keep hitting them. Boom, boom, boom. You know, you have to keep shooting that first ability. And, okay, one more thing that's very important. Keep hitting your passive as well. Whenever you hit the enemy with your abilities, keep basic attacking them because, you know, you're gonna restore energy and deal damage. And, oops, well, sorry guys. And I know, this is all I know, this is all very, very hard to understand, but trust me guys, Akali takes a lot of games, but when you do play a lot of games on her, you will get so good at her and you can absolutely steamroll the enemy. And if you, like, the main thing about Akali is knowing when to use the passive. Actually here I didn't use my ultimate because it's a free kill anyways, as you can see. So as I said, your Akali will go from good to beyond broken when you're able to effectively utilize your passive every single time. Here, boom, boom, basic attack, first ability. Do you see that here? It's so important to do that basic attack in between everything that you're doing. Like, you might not think it's that important, but it's actually... it's so important that if you don't do it, Akali is actually useless. So you really have to carefully look at the combinations that I'm doing in this game. Like, I will do so much damage when I do my combos. It's all because of hitting that basic attack. So also the thing about Akali is it's really nice against Garen. You know, Garen is absolutely broken. And Akali actually works really well against him, especially with a Leandris. You're gonna be able to just destroy him with a Leandris. Oh, and the Jinx stole it. Beautiful. Here, you know, I just jumped to the graves. Easy peasy kill. Take a look at this. And here, I'm actually gonna dive to Janna. And I'm gonna sacrifice myself to get the kill. And the reason for that is because Janna is 3-0. So I got a good bounty from the Janna. And Janna is the enemy support anyway, so, you know, who cares about her getting the kills? So this is also a thing that not many people know how to do, is you kind of have to pay attention to the leaderboards and pay attention to who has bounties. Like, if you see that the enemy Janna is 3-0, dive her and kill her, even if it costs your life, because you're gonna get a really good bounty for it, right? Like, as you saw there, I dived and killed her because of the bounty. By the way guys, if you haven't already, make sure you follow me on Instagram. I'm gonna do a Q&A in the next few days there in my story. So if you don't want to miss the Q&A, make sure you follow me on Instagram, guys. You know, there's a link in the description to just follow me on Instagram. So another important thing about Akali, there's actually so many important things. I'm just gonna talk about as many things as possible. Is with the third ability, you can actually jump over walls. Obviously, that's a really good escaping tool, right? Because you can jump over walls. Yeah, I'm just steamrolling them at this point. So the game actually gets really interesting in the late game. You really have to see what's gonna happen. You know, trust me, you really have to see what's gonna happen. Yeah, so you can use your third ability to dash over walls. Very important to know, you know, because it actually saved me a few times when playing Akali to escape from the enemy. Here, look at this. Every time I am hitting my basic attack, oh my god, look at this. There's 3 enemies. Oh, my game actually lagged there as well. I did that and my team was doing Baron. Look at this, they're doing Baron. They should have just helped me and fought them, because if we fought them we would have won pretty easily. And right now everyone is low and this is kind of risky right here. Yeah. This is not so smart. I cannot go back because they will just get Baron if I go back. So let's take a look at what we're gonna do with this Baron. My ultimate is on an 8-second cooldown. So I'm like, when do I have my ultimate? I have to go in, however. I'm just buying time for my team here, as you can see. I got a double kill. I'm just buying time, and that was definitely worth it. You know, we got the Baron. I got a double kill, and that was really good for us here. We have 3 teammates alive with the Baron buff, so that was worth my death. And as you can see, with Akali, the second ability is also a very important tool. And the reason for that is because it buys you time, right? Enemies cannot see you when you use your second ability. And you really, like, when you dive in the middle of the enemies, that's, you know, with your ultimate and in the middle of the enemies, that's exactly when you want to use your second ability. Because not only you're going to be able to buy time, you're going to be able to easily hit them with your first ability. You know, because you're invisible, and only when you use your first ability, you're gonna become visible for like 0.5 seconds. You know, it doesn't really matter that much. So that's when you really wanna use your second ability in the middle of the enemies. And I'm gonna repeat this again. Don't get discouraged, guys, when playing Akali. Like, it's probably gonna take you at least 50 games, at least. Maybe even 80 or 100 games to get good at Akali. And like, I don't even consider myself amazing at Akali. I am just okay. But I still want to make a video because I really do understand how Akali works. So let's take a look at this team fight. I haven't used my ultimate yet, so take a look at this. I used my ultimate like this. Okay. So the mistake there, even though I got a kill on Graves, is I actually went out of my second ability, you know. I was invisible, which was really good, but then I went out of my second ability, and of course when I do that, you're gonna die. So you'd never want to do that. You want to buy as much time as possible for your team, you know, stay invisible and buy time for your team so they can damage the enemies while they're trying to deal with you. Don't do what I just did in that team fight, you know. And what I did was I just killed myself. I went out of my second ability. That was really stupid. So keep that in mind, guys. These are very important things all. Yeah, I'm telling my team here that we should push lanes with the Baron buff. And they're just doing the dragon, which is okay, but you know, it's a bit risky. It's really risky actually. He still got it, but it was, you know, I don't like the call that they made there. It was so risky. The enemies could have definitely stolen that and just completely wiped my team. So what I'm doing here instead, you know, while all of the enemies are fighting in the top side of the map, I'm just gonna push and get a turret for free. You know, whenever you can get a turret, of course get it, because it gives you a lot of gold and experience, and it gives gold and experience to your whole team as well. So as you can see here, you know, just getting the turret, easy peasy. Yeah, and here I'm just, you know, here it's kind of hard to decide what to do. Like, I'm pushing the lane, but I could have also rotated to my team and helped them. Oh, I'm going on the Garen. Let's take a look at this. I use my ultimate. Oh, he used Gargoyle. This guy actually used Gargoyle. Insane. The Gargoyle saved his ass. Yeah, now I need to run because all of the enemies are missing. You know, I paid attention to my map. All of the enemies are missing, so, you know, I'm running away. Because I don't want to die. Like, I know that they might be rotating to me. As you can see, they were rotating to me. You know, it's that easy, guys. Always look at the map. Whenever you look at the map, you're not gonna die unnecessarily because you don't know what's going on. Always look at the map. Yeah, at this point, I'm 10-4. This game is gonna get interesting, guys. You'll see. It's gonna so I'm not gonna spoil, but it's gonna get interesting. Very interesting. By the way, guys, I'm also working on a Varus video. That's right, a Varus video. Also, I played Draven. I know this, you know, I know that there is a guy in the comments that's at day 61 of requesting Draven. I played 2 games of Draven. You know, just a quick little update for you. And here I just completely inted the fight. Let's take a look at what happened in this fight, okay? Because this is a very big mistake that a lot of Akali players make. So take a look at what happens in this fight. Look, I use my third ability, I engage. Here, did you see that? Did you see that? I just used my second ability before my ultimate. Do you guys see why this is such a huge mistake? Like, look at what's gonna happen now. I am not invisible, look. Look. This is what I'm talking about. This is why you want to use your second ability after your ultimate and not just randomly. I just completely wasted my second ability right there, and that cost me the team fight. And see, this is the problem with Akali. If you make one mistake, you're gonna die. But if you play her flawlessly, you're gonna wipe the entire enemy team. See, that's the thing with Akali. That's why I said, if you're only good at Akali, you're only gonna be like at this level. But if you play Akali flawlessly, you're gonna be here. Absolutely broken. Like, Akali's absolutely broken in the right hands. Keep that in mind, guys. And look, let's take a look at this. Lulu died. And this, it was not only a game-changing fight, it was a game-losing mistake. Do you guys see how big it is if you fail one thing on Akali? We just lost the game because I completely entered the fight. I completely failed the fight. I don't care about what my team did. I just look at myself. I completely failed the fight. And as you can see, I did get SVP, but honestly, I did deserve to lose. Because, you know, I made like 2 very big mistakes in team fights. And yeah, I just really hoped you guys enjoyed this video of me playing Akali, you know. I really hope you do. So thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next Wild Rift video. Bye bye.